Welcome back to another soccer betting news video. I'm Joshua Gaillard and I'm joined again by Banele Pikwa. He's wearing his black and yellow, not the one that we're used to. Kaizer Chiefs, so many new signings, excellent looking new model at the club. Out of the couple of signings that they have signed so far, who's looking to be the best signing just straight off the bat?
Sure. I like how you just get straight to the point here. But firstly, greetings to the viewers at home. Greetings to everyone. Greetings to you. I'm Josh. It's always good to be here. Yeah, obviously, Chiefs, they've made a couple of signings. We've seen they've released about 15, 12 players, yes. And they've already bringing in quite a number of players. I mean, they're announcing 5, 2, 3s, So yeah, I think they're going about it the right way. And by looking at the signings too, and you're looking at the age, you can see Uti Umulefinsegi was the head of development. You can see he's heavily involved. He's somebody who's very good. He's got an eye for talent. He's very good with the youngsters. And you look at the ages that are coming in at Chiefs, it's 24, 25, 23, 26.
Yes, very young.
So yeah, I think they're moving away from what they've been doing in the last seasons, where you bring in Ashanti 31, Nange 30, Akola Alexander 33, something like that, that those ages where you're looking for a quick fix, you're desperate, and it didn't work, So those players, they'll spend 3 seasons, and then after that they leave the club without winning anything. We saw Katoso after 7 years left without winning anything. Castro, Nukovic, they're moving away from those type of signings where you're looking for a quick fix. After 3 years, you in the same position again. So now I think the main priority is to rebuild a team, get a team. I don't think there's much expectations coming into the new seasons, but you never know with Chiefs. That's what we said when they couldn't sign anyone during the transfer ban, but they ended up sacking a coach in the same season. So you just never know what the expectation is. But the notion I'm getting is that, okay, now they're looking to rebuild the team, because when you're looking 23, 27, 26, you can see that, okay, after 3 seasons, these players will be at their peak, they'll be ready. Then that's where you can say, okay, let's challenge Mamelodi Sundowns. That's why they haven't shown much interest, Kobongani Zungu and all of that, because they're looking to rebuild the team. And to catch Mamelodi Sundowns, you have to be realistic and say, build a team now, and then next season you can say, okay, now I've got a team I'm ready to challenge.
Look, I mean, you're speaking of youngsters at Kaizer Chiefs. That's exciting for me. I've always been a fan of youngsters in any team. But then they still do have that experience. Yeah. Although they have released a couple of players, they've still got your CBD, the older version. They still have those players with experience. You've got Kune still in the nets, who can obviously usher in the new era of the goalkeepers. But I know you touched on it a little bit. Going into the new season, will that blend work well for them? Can they challenge for the title next season? Even Orlando Pirates, good rivals. Yeah. They've also made a big overhaul. AmaZulu have made a big overhaul. Yeah. Lots of clubs seem to be pushing younger talent at the moment. Does the younger talent at Kaizer Chiefs under Arthur Zwane and Dylan Shepherd, can they push for a title alongside Mamelodi Sundowns?
I think not next season. If you're gonna release about 13 players and bring in about 10, that plus a new coach, it will take time for that for them to gel and be able to win. Because if you want to win a league, there must be a lot of things in place. You don't just get 10 very good players and say, guys, let's go. You need a lot of, you need a system, philosophy. The players must get used to each other, the hunger, So I think by recruiting these players, I think, they've recruited very good players. It's players who haven't achieved much. Players like Yusuf Mart, you can see it's players that still wish to play for Bafana, players that still got ambition. Unlike, I'm not saying your Atlantis were not ambitious, but those are the players who have won the league. They've represented Bafana. They've played with AFCON, and they were aware with, okay, this is my last deal. It's just for them just to secure a future. So now you've got players who are going to put their bodies on the line. So yeah, but I don't think it's going to happen this season. I mean, you look at a club like Mamelodi Sundowns, they won everything last season. They've only released 2 so far. They've signed 1 player. So we're expecting a continuity from Sundowns. I mean, you can't win a domestic sweep and then next season other teams do an overhaul and bring in 10 new players and then boom, they're starting to challenge you. It doesn't work like that. So I'm expecting Mamelodi Sundowns again to walk this league. But next season, if the Chiefs do gel well and combine well, then you even the recruitment, you can see the type of players they recruitment, you can see the type of football they want to play, So I don't think it's an instant thing. It'll take a bit of time. Process. So it's a process. I hope fans are patient with Coach Arthur Zwane. So Arthur Zwane, you can't come from nowhere and win the league on your first season. It's
there's
hard.
some young players that they've signed. There's also some players who might be just near the peak, maybe not in South Africa, but 27, 28 towards that end. Dupree's, you got your Dylan Solomons, Mahlatsi, couple Swallows players. Who do you think is going to make the biggest impact at Kaizer Chiefs from the new crop?
I'd say Ashley Dupree's from Stellenbosch. When you look at Chiefs, like how they play, they're a team that likes to play on the counter, play on that transition, and they've got the fast pace of Udoli, they've got the pace of Upiliat. They just needed somebody who's going to complement them, like not really a target man, but somebody who's going to complement them, and when they're coming at you, and somebody that's going to finish, it didn't really work out with Castro, Kambole, or Nukovic last season. They've even tried Manyama also up front. It didn't work out. They were even then forced to play Nukovic on the side and have a billiard, because they wanted to do that three-man interchanging up front. So with Dupree's coming in, you can see what he's a type of player, fast pace. He's more of a dolly kind of like, he's more of a billiard kind of like. So I think he's the one who's going to mix well. And when you look at Yusuf Mart as well, it's a very good signing. It reminds me of a player like Uyeyele Tsulunyan. Is not an attacking, is not also so much of a defensive, more like box to box. He's there when you attack, he's there when you defend,
Good workhorse.
Good workhorse. You need a player like that, and he comes in with that international experience too. Played for Pirates, he's experienced. He's been there now, played in the MTC, so he's well developed. He's a player that's well developed. So I think Yusuf Mart and Ashley Dupree's are the two big signings for Chiefs.
Look, those are the thoughts of myself, Joshua Gaillard and Banele Pikwa. Who do you think is one of the bigger signings, or with the bigger impact rather, for Kaizer Chiefs? And let us know if you think maybe they should be challenging next season, or should we trust the process a little bit? Till next time, Banza.
Sharp.
For more soccer betting tips and previews, get the latest copy of Soccer Betting News for only 10 Rand at your nearest Hollywood Bets branch or news agent.